Hi, my name is Kristen Worley, and I'm going to talk to you today about the Fun Pack. So, the students will come into class and they will pick out a fun pack that they will take home with them to do a family involvement project. And in this fun pack, we'll be learning about letters of the alphabet, rhyming words, and creating your own story. So the first book that the students will read is LMNOPs, and it's a low-level book, so they should be able to read the book without guidance. But the parents can help them if they desire to read the book with them. It's just whatever's their preference. And the activity that they will do with the first book is they will do a matching game with antonyms, which is words that are opposite of each other. So they'll spread them out on the table and they will match, words like hot and cold, or go and stop. And it's just a fun little activity that'll involve the whole family, and it's, not hard, just like the first book. It's pretty simple, pretty easy, just getting you into these projects for this fun bag. And also in the Ziploc bag there is a piece of paper with instructions on how to do each and every project and the order that you're supposed to do it in, and so they will have that material also. On the second day, they will choose one of these 3 books. It doesn't matter which one they read because they're all on the same level. It's just whatever they would prefer. If they want to do the A first because it's first in the alphabet, that's fine. But they just choose one of these books, and then they're going to go over and they're going to read it with their parents or alone, and then come together as a family and discuss some characters in the books, the plot, settings, what they liked and didn't like, if they had any questions or problems with reading the book, and words that they need help understanding. The parents can go over that with them and just going back over the book, review, so that they understand and remember things about the book. And the first, this will be on Tuesday, and the first activity that they'll do with this book is they will create a storybook. And the first thing that they will do in this activity is they will take this group of animals and put it inside the fun bag, and they will allow the child to reach in and pick an animal out of the fun bag. And this will be the main character of their storybook. Just like all 3 of these books have an animal as their main character, they're going to create a story just like that on the animal that they choose out of their fun pack. And so after they have chosen an animal, they will then discuss some characters that will be in the book, a fun storyline, just discuss how they are going to write a story as a family. They need to allow the student to think of the ideas and not just the parents, but the parents should guide in the activity and help when it's needed, so that the students are not only just letting the parents do it, but they are adding ideas to the storybook as well. Once they are through learning what they're going to do in their storybook, they're going to take the construction paper out of the storybook folder, and they're going to either cut it in half or leave it as big as this. It doesn't matter which way you do it. It's just whatever you prefer. And then they're going to, on the first page, they're going to draw a picture of their animal and write their title of the story. Whatever title they come up with, it doesn't matter. And so they will then write the story on the next pages, and also draw with the crayons and markers that I have provided, draw on their pictures that go along with what is being wrote on that page. After you have completed your storybook and you have pictures and words on every page, you're going to take the hole puncher that I have provided and punch a hole right up in the corner And then take the yarn and cut a piece off and tie a bow to connect all your pages together to create your storybook. And that will be the second activity that they will do on Tuesday. The third activity, which will be on Wednesday, would be to read one of these 3 books, whichever ones they haven't read, and to go over the main parts of the story, to discuss what they liked and didn't like, just like they did on Tuesday. And they will just go over their favorite parts, and that's going to be all that they'll do for Wednesday. They'll just mainly just read this book and discuss it. And then on Thursday, they will read the last of this series, and they will do just like they did on Tuesday and Wednesday, go over the main parts of the story, discuss characters, settings, what they understood and didn't understand, and then they will take these name tags out of the bag, and on the name tags have a character from each of these 3 stories, the main characters, and they will choose whatever character they liked best, the story that they liked best, and put the name tag on them. And then they will discuss, they'll act as if they are the character of the story, and they'll tell about what happened in the story, and then after they're done pretending like they're that character of that story, they are going to tell everybody why they liked this character the most. It's just a fun activity to review what they read about the last 3 stories so that they can remember and understand. On the last activity will be on the alphabet book. And this book is kind of long, so the students may need their parents to help read this book. Since it is the last activity and you don't have to turn in the fun pack until Monday, they might even stretch it over a couple of days and read it on those couple of days instead of trying to put it all in on one day. After they have read this book, they will create a rhyming tree. And the reason they're going to learn about rhyming is because in this book, there are rhyming poems on every letter of the alphabet. So it'll help them connect what they learned in this book in an activity, a hands-on activity. So the first thing they will do in creating their rhyming tree is get the green, the blue, and the brown construction paper that I've provided in the fun pack, and they will take the brown construction paper and cut out a trunk and limbs. There doesn't need to be any leaves on the limbs because the leaves are going to be the rhyming words. So you're just going to cut out just limbs and a trunk. So cut that out, and then you're going to tape it on or glue it on either one of these sheets of paper, whichever you choose. And after you have cut it out and taped it on the paper, you're going to write the words ball, far, tree, air, and bed on each of the limbs. There should be 5 limbs on the tree. And so after you've wrote those words on the limbs, as an activity, you and the student will write rhyming words that rhyme with the words on the tree limbs. And so they will have these leaves, and they will write the rhyming words on the leaves and then glue them on the tree. And there at least needs to be 2 rhyming words on each limb. It doesn't have to be more than that, but at least try to get as many as you can. And so after you have finished the rhyming tree, there's also an example picture of the rhyming tree in the fun pack. But after you have finished that, that will be all for this fun pack. And so then you can bring it back on Monday and show the teacher the activities and the storybook that you created, and so they can go over that and enjoy the things that you created at your home. There is also a journal. It's called the Fun Bag Journal, and it's just a journal that can help the teacher and the parents communicate about the advantages and disadvantages of the family involvement bag, and what they liked and didn't like, and what they need help with, what they didn't understand, It's just better communication between the teacher and the parents. And there's also going to be an information part in the inside of the journal, my information, so that the parents could contact me if they needed any extra help, or other than just the journal communication, if they needed anything else, they could contact me by my information on the inside of the journal. That's it for the fun pack, and thank you.